All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a double feature today, but first we're going to start off with QB1 speaking at his Children Cancers Fund event, and he's discussing a wide range of topics from his weight to Brian Schottenheimer to the status of his health, and honestly, his answers may surprise you guys. Let's get right into it, and be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content, but let's get right into today's show. All right, so the first thing we're going to take a listen to here is Dak Prescott and him wanting to continue to be a mobile quarterback. Let's take a listen. This is all via the great John Machota, the homie John Machota. Shout out to John for getting these videos out to the masses.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. Me playing my best, I'm mobile, whether it's actually running past the line of scrimmage or it's just scrambling, making plays happen with my arm. So that's vital for me. That's a big part of this. And yeah, I've been running more. Obviously, you've got to when you're rehabbing a hamstring. So it's about just staying on that trend of just getting better, staying mobile, but doing it while feeling healthy.
All right, so what I took from that is he's not going to be trying to be Lamar Jackson, but he is going to maintain his mobility, and he's not going to play afraid to move around, whether it's moving around inside the pocket to get himself some space and buy himself some time to get a pass off, or whether he actually has to break the pocket and scramble. It sounds like he does want to do that, but obviously he wants to do it at the right time when it's actually necessary to protect his body and his longevity, right? But it does sound like Dak plans to plans to be using them legs, and I'm hoping that he does. I'm hoping that he really is going to commit to using his legs when completely necessary instead of forcing that bad contested throw on a third down. Instead, how about you just run those 4 or 5 yards, try to get that third down that way? Would love to see QB1 try to kind of return to this style of play. I think that the previous regimes maybe tried to turn him into more of a pocket passer than what he needed to be, because one of his superpowers coming out of college and what made him a pro was his mobility, right? So he does need to maintain an aspect of that to his game and utilize it in a smart fashion. So I like what he said there. The next thing here Dak's gonna be talking about is if he had to play a game today, he definitely could do that. Let's take a listen to him on his injury return.
Close to where I want to be. I don't want to put a percentage on it. Know we've got team activities coming up. Imagine myself being involved in some sort of, not all.
Okay.
Again, understanding right, my age, what I had, what I've went through is, it's about getting to the fall and being my best in the fall. So not rushing anything, but I'm where I want to be.
Excellent, excellent. So it sounds like he's good, man. I think that the Dak Prescott hamstring deal, I think at this point that's somewhat of a non-issue, y'all. I think we can kind of put that one to bed a little bit. And this is his response to the injury-prone questions.
Not necessarily. I mean, you're talking different injuries, whether you're talking the ankle to the thumb to a hammy off the bone. That it's about following the team, following my PT Luke Miller and the plan that we put together, and the doctor and Dr. Brahm, and I'm excited about where I am. If I had to play a game today, I definitely could do that. So it's about moving forward healthy to make sure I can play 17 when the time's 20 and whatever that we get to when the time's right.
Okay. So there it is. And Dak's kind of pushing back on that injury-prone discussion. And I think that's ridiculous. I mean, to me, you call a guy injury-prone when he's repeatedly having soft tissue injuries, or he's having the same part of his body that just can't get right. He got an ankle that just stays bulky and just can't get right. But when you're talking about freak accidents, man, a thumb going off of someone's helmet, that's a football accident. That's something that happens in the course of the game, and there's nothing injury-prone or anything that he can control about that. No amount of conditioning can prevent you from breaking your thumb on someone's helmet because they just happen to be right up in your damn pocket when you're trying to throw that ball. The broken ankle, come on, man. They literally just outlawed the tackle that was used to break that man's ankle. So obviously, that's not his fault either. The hammy, okay, that's a soft tissue type of injury deal, but again, it came straight off the bone. That's a freak accident. I think now, if you see him continue to have hamstring issues or something, that's when you start being like, okay, what's going on here? Is he injury prone? But I agree with Dak, man. You can't call 2 freak injuries and some other nicks and bruises he's had to play through when anytime you playing football, bro, you gonna have nicks and bruises. But come on now, man. The dude's not injury prone. Let's cut that narrative out. All right, next up, Dak's talking about working with Schottenheimer.
And already?
Well, I don't think you have any.
I mean, just excitement. Yeah, just excitement. As you said, I mean, I've known Shotty. He's been there. He's been the last couple of years and really 3 years, right? The first year being a consultant. That it's not any monumental conversations that are needed to happen, but definitely his direction and the way that he sees this offense going, the way that he sees this team going. And I think it's clear throughout the team with the guys that he's hired as the coaches, and the way that he's got the whole building on the same page. So just excited for this chapter under him and the way that he's going to lead this team. Give you the game plan.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the same thing that I've been talking about, man. I almost feels like Dak be watching my videos. That's kind of the same thing that I've been talking about. Is that's the one thing that's very, very noticeable with Brian Schottenheimer is he has a very, very clear plan of action, and you can tell that that's permeating throughout the building to where everyone involved with the team has a clear plan of action. So I really, really like this. And here, Dak is giving Micah Parsons some advice on being a leader and how to handle his contract situation. Let's take a listen. This should be interesting.
Can you talk about any advice to Micah on how to be a leader, different leader than he has been, and as well as how to handle this contract situation?
Yeah, I mean, me and Mike have talked in the locker room. Leave that as locker room talks. But very confident in that guy and what he can do. Who he is and what he wants to do is as important as anything. And that's in being a leader. And the contract, I mean, that's I don't have the full answer for it. Or I think all of mine would have been done a lot earlier than they were. So, that's for him to just stay positive. Yeah, understand and make sure that his team knows what he wants and what he believes.
And here's Dak talking about who he believes is going to step up as the leader on that defense as we're talking about leadership.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. I could call out some guys that are here, Jalen Tolbert, some guys that have been around, that understand what the way in the direction that we need to go. And so it's a great opportunity for guys. I almost don't want to say one because I want to challenge him. I mean, there's a lot of slates and a lot of positions. Obviously, Micah Parsons, you know what I mean? You got CeeDee Lamb. You got guys that you can name, but there's a lot of the guys that have an opportunity to step up. But super, super excited about what we have, the veterans that we have. I mean, honestly, the one that jumped off when you ask it is Osa, right? Guys follow him. He does things the right way, but creating more that you just can't deny their leadership and you can't deny their will to win.
Interesting. So Osa's one of those guys in that locker room that kind of has that natural leadership instinct there. Very interesting to hear, and no wonder why the Cowboys prioritized getting him done so quickly, and they weren't willing to risk him going on the open market and making it in the bidding war. So very interesting stuff there from QB1, man. And that's kind of the overall feeling I've been getting on Micah, and just kind of seeing how the impact that this season has had on his psyche as a young man, as a football player, and kind of coming to terms with his football mortality and understanding like, hey, you're not invincible. Hey, this thing's not going to last forever, so let's get the most out of it. I think that Micah is really, really embracing the chance to really put his stamp on this thing. I think he's really embracing it. And quite frankly, I'm excited to see what the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to look like with the personality of a Micah Parsons printed firmly on the face of that thing, right? So excited to see Micah coming to his own this season, and I like everything I heard from QB1 right there. But of course, y'all know that, man. He gonna have to say some crazy stuff to make me be up here be like, that was crazy, that was stupid. He gonna have to say some stuff. He gonna have to be doing some Chief Tomahawk stuff for me to do that. But either way, man, QB1 has spoken. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. How about them Cowboys? The next show I'm doing is probably it's gonna be one of them ones, man. It's a vintage Dak Attack episode. I promise y'all. See y'all.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.